90% of parents believe their child is ready to start primary school. But ask an early years teacher and they'll say it's closer to a third. Why this massive gap? Stick around to find out, and we'll make sure that your child is part of the 33%. Hi, Editing Carl. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say, stick around until the end and I'll share the link that will send you to my fantastic Going to Reception Readiness Fact Pack. I talk about it in the video. I'll sort of, it's really good. What? So whether you're heading to a local state school or you've been prepping for the 4+ for an independent school, there are 4 pillars of readiness that absolutely every child needs, and we're going to go over them today. I'm going to go over the absolute wild west of independent schools a bit later on, so if you're interested in that, go to this timestamp. But we're going to start with the things that absolutely every single child needs to know, because let's face it, it feels like yesterday we were bringing them home from the hospital when they were this big, and now they're going to school. Where has the time gone? The transition from preschool play to a more structured school environment is massive. Let's move into the office and discuss it more. We're so concerned with creating these mini scholars that are school ready the second they go through that gate, but in reality, early years teachers don't care if your child knows any French. They don't even care if your child has beautiful handwriting. What they care about is your child's ability to go to the toilet independently, then ability to communicate problems clearly and effectively, even their ability to put on a coat. Imagine there's you and a nursery nurse and 30 children, and they all need their coats to be put on for them and their zips to be zipped up. It's September, it'll be cold. And it takes forever. So a child that can put their own coat on and zip it up, perfect. To help make sure that everyone's on the same page when it comes to readiness, early years organizations have put together 4 domains of readiness. Think of this as your ultimate summer cheat sheet to get them ready for school in September. We're going to dive into each of them today, so make sure you hang around. And if this has piqued your interest at all, click that subscribe button. If you're still watching this video, that means that you've been here longer than anyone normally, so hit that like button, let me know that you're still here. Stick around till the end. Let's dive straight into that first readiness domain. Domain number 1 is growing independence. Can they go to the toilet on their own and wipe themselves with loo roll? This is tricky. Some children can't even reach back there. I've got a game to help you this. I'm going to say it now before I forget. Get something sticky, velcro-y, even some like sticky weed if you've got an outdoors area, and stick it on their back, just kind of there, and encourage them to take it off of their back. With both hands, just like this. That's the kind of range of flexibility they need to be able to keep themselves hygienically clean. You know what I mean? And this is what schools need. They need the children to be, not just toilet ready, but hygienically toilet ready. Can they wash their hands properly with soap all over? We've all been through the pandemic. We know how to wash our hands. Do your children? Will your children? They might need to be asked a couple times, but if 80% of the time they've done their business, they wash their hands, they dry their hands, that's a good sign. What's next? Yes, getting dressed after PE. Now, a lot of schools nowadays, listen to me, a lot of schools have polo shirts or t-shirts, which is absolutely great. If the kids can pull them on, put their arms through, they're golden. If your school has a shirt with buttons, practice those buttons and remind your child that the top one doesn't really matter. No one likes the top button. But yeah, practice putting them on. Quick anecdote, very quick anecdote. I was working in a school way back when I was doing work experience actually, and the number of children who came to me with buttons that they needed to undo and do up was just crazy. It was out of a class of 30, I would say about 12 of them needed help with buttons. So really, really practice that if you're going to a school that has a uniform with buttons. That's going to be needed. Whew. Where else are we? Oh yeah, shoes. Can they put their shoes on the correct feet and can they do them up? Here's a little tip. Velcro is your best friend. Boat shoes, even better, something slip on. Honestly, they're too young to fiddle with laces. Eventually, yes, they can learn how to tie their shoes, but they're going to be dealing with so much in that first term. Let's cut them a break, give them some Velcro. What else is here? Oh yes, this is quite a crucial one and I still see it even today. I was dropping my boy off. Make sure they can say goodbye to you. And feel fine about that. If your child's been going to a preschool or a nursery and they're quite used to you dropping them off and saying goodbye and leaving, that's great. Not everyone goes to a preschool, not everyone goes to a nursery. So that bond is so strong. You have to practice saying goodbye and leaving. and then reassuring the child that you will be coming back later on in the day. It's such a massive change. Even if they've been to a nursery and a preschool, it's still a massive, massive cognitive and emotional change. They're going to be exhausted. We'll talk more about that later on. So yes, let's just summarize these things before I talk too long. I've been told I talk too long. Independent things. Can they go to the toilet on their own and clean up after they've been to the toilet? Can they wash their hands independently without being asked? Can they put their shoes on successfully? Can they get dressed after PE? Can you say goodbye? Domain number 2, personal relationships. Schools are built on social situations. Intrapersonal relationships are an absolute must if your child is going to survive school. We're talking relationships with their teacher, relationships with their TA or nursery nurse, relationships with children that they know from preschool, relationships with children that they've never seen before in their life. All of these situations are immensely emotionally, cognitively draining for a child who has only just begun. So we need to help them get ready. They need to be able to patiently take turns. They need to be able to share toys, even the ones that they really want to play with all day long exclusively. They have to be able to share those toys. Similarly, and linked to this, they have to be able to confidently say no when they feel that that's the situation. With my little boy, we spent a long time teaching him how to say, you know, you do have to share, but if you're playing with a toy, you can say, no, I'm playing with this now, you can have it in a minute. Role play those situations. If those situations have never come up, role play them at home so they have the script. We need to provide our children with these scripts to help them through the day. And playing with a parent is the best way. You get to role play as being a child that is reasonable, a child that is unreasonable, and they feel safe to practice these situations. But these social relationships are absolutely key. They need to be able to resolve conflict without hitting, biting, scratching, kicking, or throwing. Another thing is following instructions. And I'm not talking about go to your room or tidy your room or sit at the table. They need to follow like minimum 2-step instructions. Now you can practice this at home. Go over to the table and pick up the red crayon. Make sure there's more than just one crayon on the table. Take off your shoes and put them by the door. These things, they have to be at least 2 steps because they're going to need to hold those instructions in their brain. Don't go mad. They don't need to be given, you know, an IKEA set of instructions every time they sit at the dinner table. That's not necessary, but if they can follow 2 rules, that is ideal. For you people going to independent school, you probably already experienced this in the 4+ assessment. The children will be given 2-step instructions, sometimes 3 or 4-step instructions, and they will be assessed on how successfully they match each one of those instructions. Really, really important. And then crucially, obviously, they need to at least be able to recognize the pattern of their own name. My son has got a long name. I feel kind of bad for the guy, but he can write it and he can read it and he can spot it. At the very least, he can spot the capital letter that heads it, but he can do the whole thing. Your child has to recognize their own name because they'll have a peg. Now, lots of the pegs will have their name with their photograph on them, and that's great, but recognizing their own name is essential because otherwise, I guarantee it, they will go to school on day 1 with a lovely jumper and they will come home on day 1 without that lovely jumper. Make sure they recognize their own name and make sure you put their names on their stuff. How many times? I shouldn't do anecdotes. I've been told not to do anecdotes, but I've been a teacher for decades. Oh, my son has lost his coat. Was his name in it? Oh no, his name wasn't in it. Then it's gone. Forget about it. Move on. Buy another one. You will never see that coat again. If it doesn't have their name in it, it's gone. Harsh but true. What can I say? What's coming up next? We'll do a little cut here because I've been told by YouTube that I have to do dynamic cuts. So I'm going to cut here and move slightly to an angle. Physical development. Now, I'm not talking about running, jumping, climbing trees, although this is very important as well. I'm talking about fine motor skills, using child-safe scissors to cut things, threading beads on bits of string, playing with Play-Doh. All of these things are absolutely essential, but possibly not for the reason you think. If I were to say to you, handwriting, would you believe me? Some of you are saying, yeah, obviously you would. Tell me in the comments. Berate me in the comments. Say, Carl, stop patronizing us. In the comments. Leave something in the comments. Anyway, these are all precursors. A child's bone cartilage hasn't yet ossified into proper bone. It's still malleable and kind of weak. So what we need to do is encourage them to use these fine motor skills in their gorgeous little fingers so that by the time they have to hold a pencil for any length of time and do some handwriting, which is very, very demanding physically, they have the strength to do that. And playing with Play-Doh and cutting up paper and threading beads, all part of it. All part of it. It will all help towards handwriting. Very, very key. But also that running, jumping, climbing trees is also key because a school day is tough. It's a long day. Even if they're used to preschool, it is a long, long day and they need that stamina More on that soon. Should I change camera? I'm not going to change camera angle. What I'm going to do is a quick cut and then I'll zoom in. Check it out. Domain 4 then is healthy routines. Getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, brushing those teeth morning and evening, and reducing screen time. Because primary school it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and it's a brutal marathon for a 4/5-year-old. The noise, the new smells, the new experiences, the new rules, the new people, it's massive. The social impact is massive. They are going to come back exhausted. This is why many schools will only do a half day for the first week. However frustrating it is for us adults who have maybe done whole days at preschool and have this luxury of being able to do our jobs. Now all of a sudden, really only a half day? What am I supposed to do with them after lunch? It is because they are tired. Let them sleep after lunch, for goodness sake. They will be tired. You might want to shift bedtime a little bit earlier, just to help with this transition. Don't wait until September to do this. Start now. Start getting these structures in place so that by the time September hits, they are second nature. It'll be so much easier for you. It'll be so much easier for them. And it'll be so much easier for your teacher. They will thank you for it. So there we have it, the 4 pillars. We have growing independence, building relationships, physical development, and healthy routines. Now, let's head over to the sofa for a less formal chat about other school stuff. Oh, by the way, if you are enjoying this, if I've helped in any way at all, I hate to do the YouTuber thing, but a like really helps a lot. Leaving a comment, any comment at all, really helps a lot. If there's anything I've not covered, then drop it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Also, coming up, I'm going to tell you how to get your hands on my Ready for School pack. It's got a checklist in there. It's got some email templates for schools that might come in handy for the first term. It's got a whole bunch of stuff that's really useful. And here's the thing. Come, I'm going to give it to you for free. A subscribe and a comment, and it's yours. I've seen people advertising this for £19. 19 quid? No, it's not fair. For your child to have the best possible start, you need to be calm, and I can help you with that. And all it's gonna cost you is a like, a share, a like, a subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Let's come, head over to the sofa with me. Right, let's talk about where your child is heading. If they're going to a state school, then you have the EYFS curriculum. That's the early years curriculum to contend with, and it's wonderful. It's a fantastic curriculum. I was a year 6 teacher many years ago, and I would often look at the early years framework to inform my year 6 teaching because it's all about learning through play. A lot of us as parents have this idea that our children need to go to school being able to read and write already, but they don't. It's helpful if they can write their own name. It's great if they can read their name, as we said earlier on, and maybe a couple of other words, but it's not essential because they're going to be taught that stuff. That's what the EYFS is all about, the early years framework. It's all about learning through play. Sand tables, water tables, playing outside, drawing, colouring in. It's developing pencil grips for early handwriting, yes, but it's all through play. Now, if you do want to help out at home, there are a few things you can do. You can focus on Phase 1 phonics. Phase 1 phonics is brilliant because it's all auditory and it contains 6 phonemes. They're not called letters, they're called phonemes. S, a, t, p, I, n, right? Fat pin. Because with these 6 letters, you can create loads of what's called CVC words. All of this vocabulary you're going to come up against. Again, if you subscribe, drop a like and a comment, and send me your email address, I will give you my pack, which contains all of these 3-letter acronyms, TLAs. So CVC is consonant, vowel, consonant. Things like you can put s, a, t, and make sat. It's easily blended and segmented. Again, vocabulary you are going to learn. But then you can take away the s, and you've got at, and then you can replace it with a p. So you've got pat, t, tat, nat. All these things you can do. So that you can help with, and there are games. And again, I'll do another video about phonics games you can play to help your child through the summer. Leave a like or a comment if that's something you'd be interested in. Yes, so Phase 1 phonics, and it's all completely auditory. You can play I Spy with this. I Spy with my phonics eye, something beginning with I. And that's all that matters. A lot of schools now, state schools, are going back to home visits. It kind of died out over COVID, but it's getting back into it now. And a home visit is where the child's teacher and maybe the nursery nurse, the TA, comes to your house to meet your child and meet you and play for a little bit. It won't take long. And please accept this offer. Take them up on it. They're not here to judge your house. They're not here to say, oh, you've got too many toys, or you don't have enough toys, or where are all the books? That's not what it's about. It is about meeting the child, and more importantly, it's about the child meeting the teacher. These adults are going to be with your children for a long time. As far as the kid is concerned, it's an entire school day. The earlier they know them, the more they can build on that relationship, the better. So please do take them up on that offer. Now, if you're going to an independent school, kind of similar, but a bit different. I'm assuming by this stage you've already sat the 4+ assessment. Yes, there is a 4+ assessment. Now, the good thing about a 4+ assessment, and the reason you see a lot of people clamoring for these 4+ assessments, is because that guarantees you a spot for the rest of the academic term. Now, the good thing about a 4+ is that that means you're in the school. So you don't have to worry about a 7+ or an 11+. You are in the school. This is also good for the schools because it means they've got you at 4, which is why you're seeing a drop-off of 11+ places and an increase in 4+ places. And the same with the tutoring for both of those things. But whatever you've chosen, be it state or independent, there are certain things that all children will benefit from. So let's head back over to the office to wrap this up with a few final thoughts. So, whether you are practicing auditory phonics in the bathtub or trying to see if your child has advanced spatial reasoning skills, there is still something that we can do as parents that will really help our child, and that is make sure they are happy, healthy, loved. Play with them, talk to them, help them listen to you and to each other. Get them messy, read to them, let them read to you. There's some fantastic picture books, let them make up the story and tell them to you. Role play. If they feel secure in themselves, the academics will come much more naturally. A happy child is a child who can learn. Now, if you found this video helpful even a little bit, if it's helped to calm your nerves even slightly, a like would really, really help me. A subscribe would be even better. And a share. If you know someone who might benefit from this, share it with them. Please, 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 just share it everywhere. I did promise at the beginning of the video, I promised you my fact pack about the reception primary school transition. I will provide the link. It's right here, so you must have seen to the end of the video to watch it. And I can ask you, just please, honestly, I would really appreciate a subscribe. Like I say, it's going to cost you nothing. Whether you subscribe or not, it costs you nothing. And I want to give you this information that people are charging you for. I don't think that's right. I think everyone has the right to this information. But yeah, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you consider downloading my fact pack. And if it's been really useful to you, come back and comment that it was really useful. And again, share this video would be really, really helpful because I want to see if I can get, I'm trying to boost this up. I want to help people. That's all I want to do. So yeah. Again, I've been told I talk far too much on these videos, so I'm trying to talk even less. I'm going to go and edit this now. Yeah. Let me know if there's anything else. Do subscribe. There's other things coming up. I'm going to do a video on the state of special needs education in the UK, possibly with a collaboration. I'm not sure. There's other things. I've got past things coming up. I've got stuff about the SATs from previously. There's probably going to be a video around somewhere. Blah, 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 blah. All this to say, yeah, check out the website. Subscribe to the YouTube videos. I'm also on TikTok. Yeah, have yourselves a great day. And remember, you can do this. You're awesome.